Dirtbags, what up? Week 5 is here. Injuries are piling up. Rosters are collapsing. And I think every single one of us is contemplating quitting fantasy football this year. I'm here with Logan. We're breaking down all 6 matchups. We're going to be talking some shit, and we're going to be picking some winners. But before we dive in, I did want to take a moment to talk about these collapsing rosters. And I know we say this every year, that this is the most injury-plagued season that we've seen, but I really do think that this year is different. It's only week 4, and it's been an absolute bloodbath. Here's the body count so far. Done for the year: James Conner, Najee Harris, Joe Burrow, Tyreek Hill, Malik Neighbors, Austin Eckler. These players that I'm about to name are out multiple weeks, have been out since the beginning of the season, or are about to miss this week. George Kittle, Lamar Jackson, Scary Terry, CeeDee Lamb, Brock Purdy, Jalen Warren, Jaden Daniels, Mike Evans, Chuba Hubbard, Bucky Irving, Jaden Reed, Aaron Jones, Trey Benson. This is crazy. Trey Benson, Ricky Pearsall, Tyrone Tracy, Xavier Worthy, and now some updates came out this morning. It's looking like Brock Bowers, Michael Pittman Jr., and Debo might not play this week either. I also mentioned a few players on your roster, Logan. How real is fantasy hell right now through 4 weeks?
It's bad. I know like you said, we say it every year, and you say, I do think this is probably the worst fantasy injury season. I guess if you charted it year over year, I bet the total amount of injuries are about the same. But just the fantasy relevance of these players in particular has been really impactful this year, and it's piss. And luckily so far, I haven't had any super major injuries, but I know some people are pulling their fucking hair out right now, losing their, first, second rounders.
Some of these lineups people are putting out there are pretty pitiful right now. Don't count all your fucking chickens before they hatch, because Bucky Irving, they're saying it could be multiple weeks.
He's in a boot.
Was he in a boot?
One of the first reports, they were like, he's in a boot, but they're going to see if he can shake his boot. I'm like, bro, you're not shaking a boot. The boot's going to be there for a couple weeks.
Yeah, so exactly. We're in fantasy hell right now. These injuries are piling up. It's looking like Little Caesar's boxes in Mikey's bedroom right now, and it's only week 4. Let's take a look at these week 5 matchups and see which one of you dirtbags is next to quit.
Who's going to the couch?
Yeah, who's going to the couch? Couch is halfway full already. All right, first up, we got Cycles versus Mikey. Mikey's in last place, where that motherfucker belongs. Sibo jumped from 11th to 6th in 1 week. I know people are panicking. Don't panic yet. Logan, tell me what you think about this matchup right now.
Mikey's got a strong start, gotten pretty lucky with Kendrick Bourne at 142 yards on the day. He's actually getting some players back, Xavier Worthy. I actually think things might turn around for Mikey this week. I know he's missing Bijan Robinson. Cycles has some pretty bad matchups and some pretty shaky starts with Trey Tucker and Chase Brown, who hasn't really been performing up to his second round capital. So in my opinion, I think Mikey might be able to take this one.
I'm taking Mikey as well for the same reasons, and my notes are basically the same. Cycles matchups, I don't like them. Jordan Mason against Cleveland, Egbuka at Seattle, Chase Brown against Detroit. Chase Brown's just not doing shit. Even with Debo missing, like you said, Kendrick put up 20. You said that was luck. Mikey might say that was skill.
Oh, yeah.
I think
we can give him. There's nobody else there. Playing Kendrick Bourne's a smart move. I won't take that away. I'm just saying 142 yards, I mean, that's great.
I'm going to take it away, though. Fuck Mikey. Fun fact, Cycles, here's some of that Cycles luck. Cycles is the only team in the league with no injuries. Makes sense.
Had to come out somehow. The team's not performing that well right now, but the luck will come out some way or another.
It always does. Next up, we got Shawnee B versus Jason. Shawnee's in 10th. Jason's in 3rd place. Buys and injuries, making these rosters look like that Key and Peele sketch. Tell me who you got, Logan.
It's a great matchup at Sean Wick versus we got on Sean's team some really great starts in my opinion. Michael Pittman and Wan'Dale Robinson. Neighbors out, and Wan'Dale already doing pretty good. Breece Hall, I think a lot of this is going to come down to Breece Hall. If he can perform at his peak, I think that's going to be a lot of trouble for Jason. Jason himself does have a really strong roster with J.K. Dobbins and Williams there on Dallas. I think he has a really strong floor. of a team. If I have to pick, I would say Sean Wick probably takes this one.
This one is a tough one for me. It's basically a coin flip. The problem is Pittman might not play, and I think that's gonna really hurt Shawnee B. And I don't know what Cooper Rush is gonna do with Zay Flowers. Lamar's not playing. I know people say Cooper Rush is good, but I have no clue. I think AJ Brown's gonna get blanketed by Surtain. I just think this is a coin flip. But I'm gonna give the slight edge to Jason here.
Fair.
The third matchup we're gonna talk about is Tommy versus Josh. Tommy's currently in 5th, and Josh is in 8th place. Originally, I was gonna take Josh, but with Chuba out, I had to rethink it. What about you, Logan? What do you think?
Chuba being out really hurts Josh's kind of already depleted team. Thomas not performing up to standard. You hope he can, or actually, I don't hope he does. As a Thomas owner, you'd hope that he can live up to that draft capital. Keenan Allen is a good floor. ETN's been great for him this season. Justin Fields could have a great day at Dallas. I think at this point, Tommy already with a great start, having started Puka Nacua, of course. He really only has 2 kind of shaky starts at running back. Both of those guys probably combined for 10 points, unless they get lucky with a touchdown. I think Tommy's already good start in his floor, and Josh being hurt, easily Tommy probably win this one.
I'm still gonna take Josh in this one, even with he has to put in Michael Carter and Chuba's out. But if Pittman is gonna not play, like they say, Josh has Josh Downs. I do think that's a great flex for him against the fucking Raiders. The Raiders suck. And I agree. This is the Ed agreed. I do agree. I think Justin Fields might drop like a fucking 30-40 burger on Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't see how they're going to stop Justin Fields. And then I think Waddle's going to have a vintage wide receiver 1 Waddle game like he did before
That would be
Tyreek
nice to
was
see.
there.
It's been a long-ass time.
Ever since Tyreek showed up, right? But Tyreek's fucking leg is a fucking 7 now.
It's like using half.
Tommy did get 20 from Puka, but Tommy, it's not enough, brother. Nick Chubb lost his job. Justice Hill sucks. Brock Bowers might not play. You're going to get Rashad White, but who cares? Your team sucks, Tommy. I'm picking Josh. Next matchup in week 4 is Smitty versus young Trav. Smitty's in 4th, riding CMC, and Trav is in 11th right now, trying not to drown. What do you think about this matchup here, Logue?
Of course, a great start from CMC, who is the entire team of the fucking 49ers right now. There's shaky starts on both sides. Turpin, DeMarcado could be good. Higgins, Mayo Manor, Charbonnet, Judy. Some shaky starts on either side, so there's some unpredictability there. But if I'm looking at the floors of each of these teams, Pollard, Brown, yeah, I'll go with James on this one.
You know, Mikey, me and Logan are going to agree a lot today. Our notes are pretty much the same when it comes to the bottom halves of those teams. Higgins, Judy, Turpin, DeMarcado, that's a wash. Well, the lineups they're putting out this week aren't good. It's going to come down to the top halves of their teams. Even with CMC getting 23 and Amon-Ra is probably going to cook Cincy, I think I'm going to give the slight edge to Trav in this one. Dak, JT, Genty, JSN, I just think that's a strong 4 this week, and it's going to come down to the top halves of this team. I'm going to take young Trav on this one. Don't drown yet, Trav.
Genty with that stance back.
You got the stance back. That's a big deal. Don't drown yet, Trav. Things change so fast, buddy.
You can drown.
Logan, next up, we got you versus Rome. Logan, you're in 2nd, one of the betting favorites right now to make it to the ship. Rome's in 7th, and Kyron already gave you 27 on Thursday Night Football. How do you like your chances?
He put his foot in my ass. There's some other really strong starts. Like David Montgomery, I know he didn't do much last week, but versus Cincinnati, I can imagine they're just going to crush it. He does have some other shaky starts like Kareem Hunt and Kelsey, Tolbert. But you know what? I got some shaky starts myself with Coleman, Strange, and Addison. Of course, dealing with the Bucky Irving injury and Ricky Pearsall injury. I was a little bit depleted this week. Hopefully I can just put up some decent points and beat the median, but man, I would say, especially with Josh Allen, Jerome has a pretty good shot of winning this week.
Rome with the upset, huh?
That's the upset.
I mean, you're betting favorite right now. You have one of the strongest teams. That's an upset.
Oh, okay.
I know you got the injuries and whatnot, but yeah, I'm picking Rome to upset as well. I think in order for you to win this week, with the injuries that you have with Bucky and Pearsall, you need King Henry to show up. I don't know who the fuck Prince Henry is, but King Henry has to show up. It's just going to be tough against Houston. Even though Rome is starting Tolbert, Kelsey, Hunt, Waller. Maybe Waller's real. Maybe Waller's back. Is that the real Darren Waller? I don't know, but he got 27 from Kyron, so I'm picking... What up, Rogue? I'm picking Rome to upset here.
Yeah, also with Tyreek Hill not there, Darren Waller probably starting to get more snaps. Yeah, I don't see why he wouldn't do well.
Yeah, could be a strong start. Finally, we got the last matchup of the week. Probably the game of the week. I'm not being biased at all. We got first place Jimmy versus me right here, Justin, in 9th place. Logan, who you got? Please be nice.
Well, from your team, you got some tough points with Jamar Chase starting without Joe Burrow. That's going to be tough to overcome. Maybe Ferguson could put together a good day. McMillan should be good versus Miami, but we'll see. He's had some problems with drops. Your team has a good floor with Cook, Hampton, and Woody Marks versus Baltimore is a pretty good matchup. With Jimmy's team, though, he has some pretty strong starts with Judkins, Achan, Gibbs. The only kind of saving grace this week is that you don't have to deal with Lamar Jackson dropping 27-30 on you. Garrett Wilson, too, at Dallas. That'll be rough to deal with. We'll see which Marvin Harrison shows up if he packed his fucking mittens this time. Looking at both of these teams side by side, I would say it's very close, but I'll probably give it to Jimmy on this one.
On paper, there's a little mini matchup within the matchup, and it's those RBs. It's Gibbs and A-Chain versus James Cook and Hampton, 4 of the top 10 running backs rest of the season. Outside of that, I like the rest of my lineup better this week. I just think, like you said, Gibbs against Cincy and A-Chain against Carolina, that's just going to be too much to overcome. I think the likelihood of those two hanging up 30 burgers on me this week are pretty high. It's going to be a little too much. I'm also taking Jimmy, but I do think I beat the median, which is a win. I'm happy with that. And that's week 5, Dirtbags. Friendships will be ruined, FAAB will be wasted, and someone's going to be quitting Johnson by Sunday Night Football. Who do you think wins? Drop it in the comments below. Smash the like button if you think your team sucks, and we'll see you guys next week, Dirtbags, live in Fantasy Hell.
Team suck.